What's going on? Average Tech Guy here, and today we are back. More tech, more reviews, and right here in front of us, this is the Steamdeck OLED. So let's talk about it. All right, so typically I don't do a whole lot of video gaming systems on this channel, but I'm gonna make a couple of exceptions. I have this one and I have the Lenovo Legion Go. So I'll be doing reviews on both of them, telling you about them, and then I'll do them head to head just to let you know which one I like the best. So first off is the Steam Deck. Now, out of the box, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. Out of the box, you get this carrying case, has a strap on it. This carrying case also has a Velcro strap on the front of it so that you can't like accidentally unzip it. Has nice YKK zippers. Nice and sturdy. They don't flinch, they don't fold, they don't accidentally unzip themselves. It actually has a strap on the back so you can wrap this around something. If you're maybe traveling through the airport and you want to just put this around your suitcase, maybe, I don't know. I guess that's what it's for. And then if you open it up, on the inside, you do get a Steam terry cloth and microfiber lining on the inside that matches up with the Steam Deck itself. Now, other little accessories you do get, of course, you will get a charging brick. This is a USB Type-C charging cable, and then you get this pouch for the charging cable as well. So we'll put that to the side right now and let us talk a little bit more about this device right here. So this is the Steam Deck OLED. This is the 1 terabyte model. 649 bucks, 1 terabyte SSD. Now, this thing has a 7.4 inch diagonal display, up to 90 hertz on the refresh rate. It has an 8-hour battery on it, so I have not killed it. Once you charge it up fully out of the box, you got tons of playtime on it. This power cable is a 45-watt charger, has a carrying case with a removable liner on the inside that we just showed you. Also, Steam gives you a few different perks with this one. You get a profile bundle, you get an exclusive startup movie, which I'll show you in a little bit, and then you get a exclusive virtual keyboard theme on here. Now, that is the specs on this. That is numbers type stuff. I say that because a lot of people like the numbers and they like to know everything about it, but most people just want to know, is this thing good? Is it worth it? And does it work? And I can pretty much give a check to all those boxes that I just named. Now up top, you do have a directional pad, and it does work pretty well with, like, if you're rolling to play games and things like that, it does work. You do get analogs over here and over here. You get your standard X, Y, A, B buttons over here. Both of these are haptic feedback mouse pads on each side. Up top, power button, USB Type-C charging port, 3.5mm headphone jack, volume up and down, left and right toggles, and then on the back you do have extra buttons that can be programmed depending on what type of game that you're playing. This is the logo, the Valve logo right there, and speakers. And also on the bottom, a micro USB slot. Now, they don't say specifically like what amount on the card that you can give. I have a 512, so a 512 gigabyte card in here at this time. So this device has two separate modes. It has the gaming mode, which we're in right now, and then it also has a desktop mode. There are also menu buttons up top, as well as your Steam button that opens up this home menu. It will take you back to the main home, which we're already on that home page. This model does come with an anti-glare etched glass. So as you can see, it kind of looks matte, but it doesn't really affect any of the performance of this device. There are fans up top when you are playing seriously heavy games, graphic heavy games, such as one like maybe Tekken. And I just downloaded the Tekken demo since I just got this thing. But when you're downloading and playing graphic heavy games such as Tekken 8, you will notice the fan come on. It is very quiet though, and you do feel a little bit of heat coming from the back. Now, when you are playing these types of games, I will let you hear the speakers on it. and you will get fingerprints on there. So just keep that in mind. You will get fingerprints, but they wipe off very easily with no issue. Also, Xbox controller can be connected to this. A mouse and keyboard can also be connected to this. And the best way to program this thing, if you're gonna put old school retro games on it, is mouse and keyboard in the desktop mode. If you want a full video on programming, we'll talk about it. Drop a comment below and I'll let you know. I'm a retro game fan, so I really got this for the retro, but I want to make sure that it works with the new generation of video games as well. And with Tekken being one of the latest and one of the demos that I can get, let's check it out. So if we're looking at glare, I do have lights around this room. You can see the reflection off of my camera, and you can also see that glare. It is an anti-glare and it doesn't really affect the picture that much. What I'm gonna also do right now is turn this down a little bit so you can hear me. Put my mic in my noise cancellation mode. And then as we play this, you'll be able to still kind of hear me talk as we go through it. So one of the things that I really liked about this is I've never really noticed any major issues when I was playing. No lag. Right. And this is, like I said, a graphic intense game. There are a lot of things, a lot of moving parts going on with this, but I haven't noticed any stutters, any lags, anything. And then when you're done, hit your Steam button. It will actually allow you to go here, go back over, exit game, confirm, and it will stop that game from playing. Now, one of the best things about this is the ability to be able, for me, now this is just me, playing retro games. If I go back to my home, emulation station, come over in here, let that start up, and I will have any of my retro gaming systems that I want to play. And if I want to start one up, I'll go to PS2. And if I want to start up Dragon Ball Budokai 2, just hit it. Takes a while for it to boot up sometimes, but there we go. So it's playing PS2 games on here. I got Nintendo games and all kinds of things, but they look really good. They sound good still. It's just you get a retro feel with this whole gaming system. Now, if you want to get out of here, you're going to hold these two buttons up top. And it normally will ask you if you want to shut down the virtual machine. You can either touch with your finger. Yes, because this is a touch display. And if you want to get out of here, we'll hit our Steam button and we will exit game, confirm, and it will shut itself down. So I got tons of games on here, like retro games, Mario's, and all that stuff. Now, biggest thing is programming this thing. So hitting the Steam button and going down to our power option will take us to our desktop mode. Once we're in desktop mode, we'll show you a little bit about it. Now, best way to do this is mouse and keyboard. Once you get into your desktop mode, this is what it's going to look like. I do have a mouse right here. You can go into any of your settings. You can change your wallpapers. You can do basically anything that you need to do. And don't let anybody tell you that you need to get a docking system to connect this to a monitor. I connect this to my monitor via Thunderbolt 4 directly to a monitor. So if you do have capabilities of a hub or any kind of display ports, you can actually plug this directly into that and you don't have to go out and buy their dock. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go into too much detail in all this, but all this stuff is customizable. And once you put your SD card in, it is popping up right here. So if you have ROMs, you put them on this device, you have to put them on directly from the micro SD. You cannot plug an SSD in here and port the games over. It did not recognize any of my SSD when I plugged them in. Now, maybe that's just my types of SSD and maybe I have to format them to this, but I'm not gonna be formatting them because they are used for other things. But for the most part, I only got data and whatever off of the micro SD card. So SSD, plug it in here, it didn't work for me. It might just be what I'm doing, but it did not work. Now, like I said, all of your settings can be customized in here. Your startup and shutdown methods, your background services, all of this stuff. Your appearance, click on that. It'll give you your different appearances. We got that one, which is vapor. We're gonna apply a new appearance, or we're gonna apply oxygen. That's what we're gonna do. And once you have applied it, it will change over. You'll notice a different layout on your windows when they open up. You can also go in and you can change up your wallpapers. So different wallpapers are already pre-installed. Depends on what you like and what you're feeling like at that moment. But you can go in and change to any of these wallpapers that they have supplied already downloaded into the system. You can also download your own into this system, and we'll apply this one. And this is what it looks like. So it's a fully customizable system that you'll be able to basically browse the internet, download things directly to it, and you'll be able to plug it into a monitor where it can work pretty much like a desktop PC. One of the other biggest selling points is this thing is lightweight. So you won't get tired holding it in your hand while you're playing it because it has a very light weight to it. When you want to return back to your gaming screen or your gaming mode, just double click on that one and then it will kind of shut itself down and restart itself, and it'll put you in the gaming mode. Now, I found that that is one of the things that took a little bit longer than others because as you can see, the screen has not come back on right now. And there we go. This is the custom animation that you'll get at the startup of the system. And this is what it looks like at this point. So you can go into the Steam store. If you're familiar with Steam, you can buy different games. Games are actually pretty well priced in here. I'll go in just to show you what the prices look like on some of these games. And they do go on sale from time to time. So as you go into the store, it will actually give you different categories and things like that. You click on your category if you want action games, adventure games, and casual games and RPGs, and it will start pulling up those different types of games. As you can see, you get discounted games with these green outlines or these green boxes. Those are discounted games. Discounted games sometimes last for a week, sometimes they last for a couple of days. Just depends on when you go in there and what you can catch. If you want to type in the name of a game, let's just say you are searching for a game and I want Marvel games. I will type in Marvel and the haptics are crazy on here. Out of the box, as I'm rolling around here, I could feel the haptics. You got Spider-Man. Guardians of the Galaxy is actually on sale right now, 75% off. You can get it for $14.99. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is on here. So any of these games, you put them in a cart, then you download them, and then you put them in a cart, then you pay for them, then you download them, then they belong to you. And these can be used across platforms as well. That's one of the best parts about it. You can use this across different platforms. So this multimedia machine can basically do it all. I've seen a lot of reviews of people saying that it doesn't play next gen games really well. Well, I think Tekken is probably one of the newest next gen games and it runs it very smoothly. All the graphics, all the motions, no hiccups, no stutters, all that works really well. So I give this one an 8 out of 10. It does everything that I needed to do, and it has a really good layout. Button layout is really good. Battery life is really good. It gives me all the storage I need with the 1 TB SSD and the slot for the 512 GB SD card. It comes with the headphone jack, supports Bluetooth, Wi-Fi 6E, works with mouse, works with Xbox controller, allows me to use retro gaming as well through Emulation Station and EmuDeck. I can't really ask for much more in a handheld gaming system. Fully programmable and ready to go. So like I said, if you want me to do like a video of how to program this thing, you know, we gotta kind of work around some things, but drop comments down below. We'll talk about it a little later on. Hopefully this has been able to help someone out in making up your decision. Last thing I do want to say is when playing it outside in direct sunlight, you are still going to get some glare. So just keep that in mind. But until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.